The Wealth Manifesto: Reprogram your mind for unlimited riches. They told you that money was the root of all evil. They conditioned you to believe that wanting more was selfish, that dreaming big was unrealistic, that wealth was reserved for a chosen few, not for people like you. They never told you the truth. The truth is that wealth is not found in your bank account, but in your belief system. Abundance is not created by grind alone, but by the frequency you vibrate at. Every fortune, every empire, every revolution in human progress began first in the invisible realm of thought. But you've been living with a mind programmed by fear, limitation, and smallness. Programmed by generations who never broke the cycle, by teachers who never left the classroom of mediocrity, by a society that thrives when you remain obedient, broke, and numb. But your mind is not concrete. It is software, and software can be rewritten. Today is not just another day. Today is a spiritual declaration of war. A war on poverty thinking, a war on scarcity programming, a war on the chains that have held you small. Because wealth, in its purest form, is the external echo of your internal expansion. Deep inside, you already know this. That restless pulse in your chest, that whisper that refuses to die, that's not naive hope. That's the ancient signal of destiny. It is the same voice that spoke to Edison when the world mocked him. The same voice that guided Ford when people laughed at the thought of cars replacing horses. The same voice that burned inside Carnegie, Rockefeller, Disney, and Oprah long before the evidence appeared. That voice is speaking to you now. But first, you must unlearn. Unlearn the doctrines of limitation. Unlearn the sermons of scarcity. Unlearn the lies that told you wealth belongs to someone else. Because your mind is fertile soil, and your thoughts are seeds. Whatever you plant with conviction, repetition, and emotion will grow. This is not mysticism. This is biology. This is physics. This is the rewiring mechanism of your brain. The universal law of resonance. Your brain is the transmitter. Your emotions are the frequency. Your beliefs are the coordinates. And wealth is the natural consequence of tuning into the right channel. So let me ask you, what are you broadcasting? Fear? Then you'll attract reasons to be afraid. Doubt? You'll find endless evidence of unworthiness. Scarcity? You'll walk in lack, no matter how much money touches your hands. But if you shift the broadcast, if you train yourself to think, speak, and act as if abundance is already yours, you bend reality. The wealthy don't chase money, they magnetize it. They expect it. Not because they are arrogant, but because they are aligned. Riches don't come by chance. They come by clarity, conviction, and relentless belief. Belief is not a soft wish. Belief is command. Belief is prophecy. It is what Andrew Carnegie carried before he had a dollar. What Walt Disney carried after being fired for lacking imagination. What Oprah carried after being told she didn't have the face for television. Belief builds empires before blueprints exist. But belief without precision is a storm without direction. So define your wealth. Not just the numbers, but the freedom, the lifestyle, the impact, the legacy. See it. Feel it. Walk through it in your imagination. Smell the ink on the contracts. Hear the ocean outside the villa. Feel the joy of giving freely, generously without fear, because the subconscious does not distinguish between imagined and lived experience. This is not fantasy. This is architecture. This is the blueprint of your future. But alignment is not passive. It demands discipline. Discipline of thought, of word, of habit. Every phrase you speak is code to your subconscious. Every "I can't afford this" is a command. Every "I always struggle with money" becomes a script. But so does every "I am expanding." Every "wealth flows to me." Every "I am more than enough." Speak as if. Walk as if. Decide as if. Not with arrogance, but with certainty. Thoughts magnetize, emotions energize, repetition engraves, action bridges vision into reality. You don't just think wealth, you embody it. The wealthy marry vision with movement, and movement with purpose. And purpose is the hidden currency. It is the engine that converts effort into momentum. Purpose is why Edison rose after 10,000 failures. Purpose is why Carnegie and Rockefeller built legacies, not just industries. Purpose is why some collapse under rejection, while others rise stronger with every strike. Purpose transforms riches into meaning, and meaning multiplies power. But purpose without discipline is wasted fire. Every wealthy mind is fortified by discipline. They don't wake up and drift, they command the day. They don't feast on distractions, they feed on vision. Poor minds chase comfort. Wealthy minds chase destiny. Every choice is a vote. A vote for poverty or prosperity, for passivity or power, for the future self you were born to become. And if you can't yet find your circle of wealth builders, build one in your imagination. Napoleon Hill created an invisible council of Lincoln, Edison, and Napoleon. He studied their traits until they soaked into his subconscious. You must do the same. Immerse yourself in wealth consciousness until it feels native. But as you rise, anchor it all in gratitude. Gratitude is the stabilizer of abundance. Without it, riches rot into chains. With it, every dollar becomes divine. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's moving. Gratitude turns waiting into knowing. Gratitude ensures you never forget where the true power lies, within. And life will test you. Every delay, every obstacle, every setback is the world asking, "Are you serious?" The poor mind sees punishment. The wealthy mind sees refinement. Resistance is not rejection. Resistance is initiation. It is the sculptor chiseling away weakness, sharpening clarity, strengthening resolve. Wealth is not for the fragile. It is for those who rise again and again, harder, hungrier, wiser. That is why learning is non-negotiable. Your mind must remain a laboratory, not a museum. Read the greats, absorb their psychology, reverse engineer their strategies. Repetition is the sculptor of your destiny. Affirm, visualize, act, daily, relentlessly, until it becomes automatic, until you are not hoping wealth will arrive. You are living as if it already has. And when that shift happens, reality rearranges itself around you. Doors appear where walls once stood. People, opportunities, ideas converge like a symphony. It feels like magic, but it is not. It is alignment of thought, feeling, and action, alignment with universal law. And as wealth flows, protect your mind even more fiercely. Success can breed complacency, and complacency is the silent thief of abundance. Stay hungry, stay disciplined, stay grateful. Wealth is not a destination. It is a frequency, a living flame. And like fire, it must be fed with vision, with faith, with action, with gratitude. You were not born to shrink. You were not born to apologize for desiring more. You were not born to play small while others feast. You were born to rise, to prosper, to lead, to inspire. Your wealth is not just for you. It is for the generations watching, for the people who will break free because you did. This is your awakening. The old program is dead. The chains are broken. The new identity is alive. Step forward. Walk as if the doors are already open. Speak as if the money is already flowing. Give as if abundance is infinite. Work as if destiny is dragging you forward. Believe with the kind of certainty that bends reality. Because wealth is not reserved for the few. Wealth is inevitable for those who reprogram their mind. And now, you are one of them.